What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Rex back with another YouTube video. Yo, it's been a long time since I made one of these. I wanted to make a Diablo 4 video because the new PTR is out with the 2.0 for the Vessel of Hatred, and I wanted to kind of explore some new builds and some things I was playing with. The previous season I was using the Lightning Spear Sorcerer, really OP, really fun. But with the new Paragon board and the new abilities, I wanted to go back to Necromancer and try something out, create my own build, not look at any guide. So this is what I came up with. So as you see by the title, this is going to use the SoulRift plus Blight. This is no minions, and it's all just shadow over time damage, and it's all about stunning, slowing, and CCing and doing all that great stuff. As you can see, this is Torment 4, and if you take a look at my items, everything is masterwork. I took off the helmet right now because it uses one of the runes for Petrify, which is the Druid ability, but I don't want it to keep exploding while I'm giving my explanation. Um, so let's go over the skills really quick. You're going to be using Blight. Decompose is just there. You really don't need it. You're never using it, but it's just there on the hotbar. You're going to be using Soul Rift. You're going to use Decrepify, you're going to use Blood Mist, and you're going to use Iron Maiden. Now, Decrepify and Iron Maiden, you're very rarely going to use it because, as you can see, they're circling around us. But if you want to tag people that's far away, you can. This build is meant for you to be up close and personal. You're not trying to be far away, not trying to do any distant damage. You want to be right in the face of all your enemies. And survivability comes from right here, Soul Rift, and also some of your skills is going to be you're going to be generating barrier and you'll be generating fortify. As you can see, we have 4,164 health, and we're going to hit that 4,164 barrier, and then we're also going to hit the fortify. And basically, with this build, you're not intended to move. You're going to be standing still. So this whole build is meant for you to stand still in one place, let the enemies come to you. We don't have the horde right now to show that off, but we do have the pit, and I will be showing off the pit a little bit. And then maybe a tormented boss to show you how much this build can do. Um, so if we look at the items, we have the Unmaker, which is the new unique for uh for for Necromancer, and it's going to improve the duration of Soul Rift, which is very important. And then also we're going to be getting extra damage per second for every essence that we use around, and we're going to be generating so much essence, it's never going to jump below like maybe 5%. I mean 95% of our max essence. We're going to be using Tyrio's Might. We're going to be using Ring of the Starless Skies. We're going to be using Ebon Piercer. And then the legendaries we're going to be using are the ones that increase Shadow Blight key passive um, for 6 seconds, and then it's going to be when you do damage to enemies 10 times. We're going to be using Juggernaut, that's how we get our armor. And then we're going to use a Dark Aura. I mean, the Decrepify on an Iron Maiden curses surround you, and that way we don't have to continually cast the skills. And then finally, our sacrifice bonuses are up 55%. And I just want to give a little demonstration of like how much damage this build can do. If we just like, let's say we just use Blight, it's gonna be doing, as you can see, around 100k per tick, 200k sometimes, 400k. You know, just good damage. And if we do a couple that does. You see, at the left we see millions sometimes now. So this is the little bit of damage we're doing when we just use Blight. And as we're standing still, we're generating Petrify. This whole thing is just meant for you to stand still. Then we have another one where it reduces our ultimate cooldown every time we use a core skill. And this one is cast a non-channeled core skill, 8 times, and it reduces our ultimate cooldown by 4 seconds. And ultimately, once you get everything going, it's going to look like this. As you can see, you see in the middle, you see 80 million, 94 million, 100 million, 105 million, and this is just what you're gonna do. You're just literally standing still, let the petrify keep procking it, increasing our damage, stand still, and you're just killing things. And then you step away, and then the dots are still going. It's insane amounts of damage. Now, now I will say that this build is very item dependent. It's very Paragon dependent. I just wanted to show you the final version of the build. I'm still working out what the leveling version of this would be. The PTR has given me access to a lot of things. As you can see with the skills, if we just go down the list, we start off with Decrepify. We have Imperfect Balance to give us the more damage on core skills, and then cross increased essence. But as you saw, our essence barely went down. We want the chance to create a corpse at a location with lucky hit chance. We're going to use Blight and go to Supernatural Blight. We're going to have Blood Mist just to get out of dangerous situations. And then here's where our defense is mainly going to come from. Necrotic Fortitude, up to 15% chance to grant yourself a barrier of your maximum life. And then this one, while Fortify, you do increase damage to elites. And then you're going to have Death Embrace, and you're going to have Precision Decay for the increased lucky hit chance. And then Decrepify is going to go all the way to Apparent Decrepify, so we're going to have the cooldown reduction when we use abilities. And then the other part of our defense is going to come from Necrotic Carapace, which fortifies us when we form a corpse with a skill. And that's why we have Hewed Flesh. And then we're just going to take all of these great shadow passives. We're going to take Finality for the increased ultimate damage. We're going to take Memento for increased sacrifice bonuses. And then we're also going to take Standalone for damage reduction when we have no minions. So all of this is for no minions. We're going to take SoulRift. And we're going to go all the way through that. And then we're going to take Shadow Blight the Shadow Blight key passive. And as you see, our current bonus to it is 834% damage increase. Um, and then if we look at our Book of the Dead, we're gonna take the Reaper. So we can have sacrifice. So we can have shadow damage increased. We're gonna take the cold one, so we can do increased vulnerable damage. And then we're also gonna take the maximum life. Also, Soul Rift makes all the enemy vulnerable, and so we don't need corpse tendril or anything like that to bring them all in. We don't need any of that. They're gonna come to us. We're gonna stand still. We're gonna stun them. We're gonna do a whole bunch of damage. Um, let's look at the Paragon board really quick. I came up with this Paragon board myself. We're gonna be using Wither, and then on this one we're gonna be using Scourge, and then in the beginning we're gonna use Exploit. We're gonna be taking Frailty for the increased damage to cursed enemies, and then right here we're gonna be taking Control for the damage to crowd control enemies because we're gonna be doing a lot of crowd control damage. And then we're gonna be taking Sacrificials for no active minions. And right here we're gonna take Sin of Death for the damage reduction and the increased damage. Because you're gonna need it in this new Torment 4 because you take a lot of damage. And then right here we're gonna be taking Amplify for the curse skill increase damage. So we'll just show you one more time the build. And you just do so much damage. And I'm gonna run a pit for you guys. This build still isn't fully optimized because as you can see, our two uniques are still not ancestral. It's really hard to get ancestral items, especially uniques. So we're gonna try to get those up, and we'll probably have more damage. But let's go do a really quick pit run. So far, the highest I've gotten is pit 75. I could probably go higher. Damage, me taking damage isn't the issue. The issue is me doing damage. It's pit 75. I don't know what it is now. The highest pit is 100 now. Um, but I'm just gonna do it on the. I could go to 77 now, but we're gonna do it on pit 65, which is what you need to get into Torment 4. And also, I don't want to spend a lot of time just going around. So we're just gonna quickly do this pit so you guys can see it in action. We're gonna just run up, stand still, shred through these guys, move up a little bit, shred through that. And as you can see, your ultimate is gonna come back on cooldown before you even have a chance to get out of it. You don't have to worry about anything. Your ultimate is gonna stay up all the time. SoulRift is gonna stay up all the time. You never have to worry about it going down. And you're just gonna keep moving. Stand still when you're fighting. Keep moving. Pop your ultimate again. Look, I started taking damage. No, I didn't. Oop. Barrier up. Easy money. And also, I just want to do y'all a full pit so you guys can see, so you guys won't think that, oh, this build is kind of good, but not really. Build's amazing. I wouldn't say this is S tier. I would say this is A plus. I'm talking, so I wasn't paying attention to my ultimate. It went down, so I lost a lot of essence. And as you can see, this is very simple. It's very easy. All you're doing is pressing your ultimate one time and then holding down Blight to wherever you want it to be pointed at. This is a very easy build. The survivability is insane. The damage is insane. The killing the bosses is insane. Um, I, I wouldn't classify this as S tier because I've played Lightning Spear Sork last season, which was insane. This is easier than that. Um, it does good damage, but I don't know what the utmost limit of this build is. So I'm just gonna say this is like a tier build, maybe A plus. Um, I'm pretty sure there are other builds out there that are just as good, if not better. And also, I'm not a builder of like I'm not a professional god builder. I don't do this for a living, so I'm pretty sure there's an optimized version of this build. Um, I always see people take corpse tendrils and corpse explosions on every single necromancer build. It's like the same thing over and over again. Like you don't need it for this build. I don't know if that would be better. I'm going to give you guys this build, and then you guys can you know, like reform it, make it better. And I'm just giving y'all a blueprint. Maybe you guys can optimize it, man, max it. That's not really what I do, especially not for Diablo. There's other games I prefer to do that for. And if I did guys for those games, then that would be primarily what I would be doing it for. Pop our ultimate again. We're just shredding through. It's not like not even. One thing I will say is that the pit feels longer now. I don't know if that's just me, but I feel like I've killed so many monsters and they just not yet going through. Like we've killed so many packs of elites, and it's not like we're going slow by any means. It's just feels like there's some it's longer. Also, I want to try this on the horde, but we can't do the horde on the current patch of the PTR. So I don't know how that would fare in the highest tiers of the horde. As you can see, we're just literally just standing still. Look at this, and we're there to the boss. And then let me show you how fast we kill bosses. Just, literally just stand still. Boom. Oop, got a mace. So that's how fast we do the pit. That's how fast we clear this stuff. And this is Tormented 4, which is obviously a lot harder than Tormented 3. We're gonna need a lot of gear and things to do this. And what Tormented boss can I do? We can do Living Still, the Hall of Penitent. We can do the Hall of Penitent really quick. Um, is it at? It's right here. Let's do the Hall of Penitent really quickly. No, we can't do it. I think it's 12, if I'm not mistaken. Um, we not may not have enough to do that. We'll just do Varshan. I know we have enough for Varshan, if I'm not mistaken. We should have enough for Varshan. Just so you guys can see a tormented boss. I've tried Lilith with this build. I beat it on Tormented 3. On Tormented 4, I don't currently do enough damage for my liking, especially compared to Lightning Spear Sorcerer. You could very much well do Lilith with this build. It just requires you to actually do the fight and pay attention to the first phase. If I got to the second phase, I'm pretty sure I would blitz through it. But the first phase is, it's Lilith, so it's a lot of BS. So we're gonna try our Tormented boss by ourselves. Tormented Varshan. We're gonna summon him. And we're literally just gonna stand still. And boom, we're done. If you guys want a more in-depth guide, there is no build planner, so I don't have that right there. But again, we're just gonna go over the items one more time. You're gonna take the Unmaker for your um, helmet. You're gonna take Tyrio's Might for your body. You're gonna take um, the Shadow Blight key passive legendary. You're gonna take Juggernaut for your pants. You're gonna take the Dark Aura for your boots. You're gonna take you deal increased shadow damage to afflicted enemies afflicted by any curse for your weapon. You're gonna take Ebba and Pisser for your necklace. You're gonna take sacrifice bonuses for your ring, and then you're gonna take the Starless Ring of Starless Skies for your other ring. And then for your abilities, again, you're going to be Blight, Decompose, SoulRift, Decrepify, Blood Mist, and Iron Maiden. Then again, your Paragon is going to look a little something like this, where you start, where we start right here, we come up, go over, and then we come down. Um, you can pause at any point during this video. But this is just a quick showcase of what this build can do. Thank you all for watching, and if you have any suggestions on how to improve these guides, let me know. Rex out.